Jet Runner the King. Jet Runner the King.
Hello. What's going on, people? Man, it's been a long time. Can y'all hear me good? Let me know. I got to. I'll turn my microphone up. Turn my mic up. Let me know if y'all can hear the music in the background. I'll turn it up too. Man, it was good. Yo, it's been a long time. Oh, it's been a long time. Ashton, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, I'm doing. Man, I'm okay. Put it to you like that. I ain't all the way over it yet, man. But you know, we still trying to get. We still powering through, man. So y'all have to excuse me if during this, man, y'all see me get like out of breath or something like that. He's back. Yeah, man. A little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit. One step at a time. You know what I mean? One step at a time. Let me know how the stream looks, man. If it's delayed too much. Because I had to get all of my stuff, like, I had to get everything, like, redone. Like, man, I had to reset up my OBS, all of that stuff. So if anything is kind of like, don't seem like it's right, let me know. And I'll try to get that fixed in the spot. But y'all feedback is actually going to help. Like, that way I can get everything corrected, like, sooner than later. Trying to make a good viewing experience here. Because it has been a while. You know, it's been quite a long time. But no, man, like, Hook City's here. Yeah, man. We kind of in a funny spot right now when it comes to Undisputed. How is your health, brother? Pray your full recovery, man. It's all right. It's not great. You know, it's not great. So basically, I still have a cardiology appointment. I have one of those Tuesday of next week to get some more tests done. I got tests all the way out until April, and then we'll see, man. We'll see what we can get figured out, what we got to do to get like some of this stuff like addressed. You know what I mean? I only need one button for undisputed left hook, a button, and I'm good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like we're in a, we're in a pretty rough. I don't want to sound like I'm like crazy complaining or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But I would honestly be a lie, man, if I said that it was like in a great spot. You know what I mean? Like I think I would be a lie if I said it was in a great spot. I think like it needs some work, but it is still in early access, obviously, right? So that's always going to be that's always going to be the big thing, is that the game is still in early access. We understand that, but the thing is that people have it in their hands like right now, right? So the experience obviously still matters, even though the game is in early access. So that only goes so far. And I know people say, well, you can't judge an incomplete game. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I think you just have to be okay about judging it like too harshly. That's my thing. You know, you have to be careful about judging it too harshly. So let me know. Can y'all see what's up on the screen right now? I think my stream thing is behind. I'm still seeing like. Oh, never mind. I'm good. Whoa, what's up, man? I told y'all, man, it's been a minute, yo. Like, I'm messing up. I didn't have my YouTube what's the name view on live at the time, so I was still seeing the start of the screen. I'm over here bugging. But woke, man. Yeah, I'm glad you're in here, yo, because I was literally just about. So here's the thing. This is why I did the video that I did yesterday. Obviously because there was some. Like I hopped on the game. I played like 3 games, right? I played 3 straight games back to back to back. Each game had the same 3 things in common. I got shadow punched literally every single time, and that wasn't something that I was getting before. I wasn't getting that before. This time it happened literally all 3 straight games. On top of that, I noticed like how high the hook spamming like was. The hook spamming was crazy bad. It was really bad. And I knew when the patch notes first dropped that the hook spamming thing was going to be a problem. I knew that right from the beginning. Because hook spam wasn't gone. It wasn't gone yet. Even though there were tweaks made to the stamina, it wasn't enough to bring the punches down to the point where it would deter people from wanting to continue to tap that button. And I don't know why that button is the one. I don't know why hooks is the one, man. Like, shoot your jab, you know what I'm saying? Spam your jab. But ultimately, I think what it boils down to, man, is that people want to do damage, and they want to do damage as quickly as possible. So the hook is the button. You know what I'm saying? The hook is the button. It's the middle ground between the as far as damage goes, between your straight and your uppercut. The hook is it. You know what I'm saying? It's what people feel safest doing. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that it comes out so fast, almost regardless of the fighter you have, there's almost no punishment for using it. And not to make it seem like SCI didn't try so far to control the hook spamming. They have, right? They've added in the increased arm fatigue, that type of stuff, but that hasn't quite helped yet. You know what I'm saying? So what I did yesterday was I played those 3 games. I said that already. I played those 3 games. And then, like I typically do, man, like I record my gameplay, I go back, I watch everything, I turn the volume down. I do it the same way I would like an actual fight, right? I used to do this stuff, man, playing fighting games too. It's the way that I learn. I go back, watch it, I put it in slow motion, and I see what happened, right? What did my opponent do? What did I do? And I break down the trades. I break down every single like trade situation, period. And then I figure out what the options are. You know what I'm saying? I do my best to figure out what did he do? What did I do? What were my options versus his options? And I try to make the exchanges make sense, right? If the exchanges don't make sense, or there are things that are happening that don't make sense, then for me, that sends off a red flag. You know what I'm saying? That immediately sends off a red flag for me. Get the likes up. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Get me on that YouTube front page. You know what I'm saying? I think this should be a community roundtable. So real talk, if y'all could, and I don't ask y'all this much, like, share the stream. Make sure your streamer, your favorite streamer, if it ain't me, knows this conversation is happening, because I think we need like a community roundtable right now. Because, like I said, man, Undisputed is in a bad place, and it kind of hurts, man. It hurts to have been away for so long, man, trying to get my health and stuff together, and then start digging into the community, and everybody seems upset, yo. I think I seen Pry had a video out. Somebody sent a clip, and Pry had sent I think he did like a video maybe or something like that about why he quit playing Undisputed. That sucks, man, because he was bringing in a lot of viewership, and I don't know whether that type of stuff matters a whole lot to Steel City or not. It could literally mean nothing that one or two creators just bot, you know what I'm saying? But for me, that seems problematic. You know what I'm saying? That seems problematic. Cash, what's good, man? Every big YouTuber complaining about the spam, bad damage, and bad stamina. Why don't they just fix them? And it could be easier said than done, right? It could be a situation of where it's much easier said than done. Now, here's what I have learned over these couple of years that I have been like deep in this content creating thing. Talking to these other companies, these other developers, especially indie companies, man. And I've talked to people from much bigger companies. The problem when it comes to fixing things is it's to us, it sounds super easy, right? Just like you could just go in, hit a button, and just look, man, drop the stamina down. Like everybody says, usually, like if it's a slider system, it would be easy, right? Just go in, adjust the slider, and you're good. It's actually not that simple. A lot of times when you change one thing in the game, because everything is intertwined, you potentially break 1 to 15 other things in the game that you then have to turn around and fix. You know what I'm saying? So it's not quite as easy as it may seem. We really want the stamina adjusted. We want the power adjusted. But what does that break in the process of doing it? I'll tell you right now, I'll give you another example outside of this. If you look at, if any of y'all play Apex, right? I play Apex a lot. I play with my wife all the time. So in Apex, man, they have a problem with footsteps and sound. I think Call of Duty might have the same issue for my Call of Duty players out there. And people have complained about sound forever, yo. A lot of times, the problem with that is that it's a foundational issue that can't be fixed. You know what I'm saying? You would have to wait until Apex Legends 2. You know what I'm saying? Because if you try to fix that now, you potentially bust the entire foundation of your game. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks, man. It sucks. But I think that's also where development companies fall short by not delivering that type of insight to the community. They just let you think about it on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like, that communication is important, man, because it creates realistic expectations. Everybody won't get it, but what you would hope is that the majority of your community understands, and then they spread the word. You know what I'm saying? Good afternoon. What's going on? I'll share my boxing league now. Yeah, man. They share it out, yo. Share it out. Because also, the more opinions we get out here right now, as far as ideas of what needs to be fixed, man, the better. And I think the conversation needs to happen probably before the developers have their next roundtable. And hopefully this can help to kind of dictate or help them to address some of the things that we talk about here. You know what I'm saying? Poe, man, what's good? What sucks, coach, is that besides the desync ghost punch issues, if you play with two highly skilled sim type players, the experience is great. They have to find a better way to punish spammers. Yes, so that's going to be, Kat, I'm glad you said it, man. That's going to be my segue, okay? Because when I played the game yesterday, obviously, like I told y'all, I broke everything down. What I did though was I cut some clips, and mind you, I want y'all to keep in mind that this is all from the first round, okay? So I have a super secret, like, extra account out there where I literally go in, and I've been playing a bunch of y'all, and y'all have no idea that y'all been out here getting touched up. And I've been like experimenting, you know what I'm saying? This is my way of going out there, doing these experiments. Some of this stuff I turn into content for these very reasons, just like this, okay? So, played this dude, man, this guy that y'all see on the screen, and I'll be honest with y'all. This individual is a content creator. Okay? This individual is a content creator. Because I looked up the name. The tactic this individual used was literally to uppercut to the body and then step back, left hook to the head. Okay? And this is right now, I have it in 50% speed. Okay? And I'm going to walk through each exchange with y'all. At least 4 of them. I have quite a long list. I have at least 4 of them, yo. And this is the type of stuff, yo, that we cannot have. All right? This is the type of stuff we cannot have moving forward. And this is why when those patches get put out, it has to be done correctly. There has to be a path, man. Like, that's at least the way that I see things. Maybe they were experimenting. Maybe SGI was experimenting with this last patch with the changes that they made. But at the same time, I think as you make these updates, you should be headed towards something. So I'm stuck asking myself, what is the actual goal here? Like, what is the goal? You know what I mean? I don't want to speculate what their ideology is as far as what they want the game to be, whether it's that they want it to be a sim game, or where I understand that I've seen the conversations going on, Poe. I've seen the snippets from the Discord conversations, you know what I'm saying, with Varus and all that type of stuff. And, you know, the idea of not being considered a sim or you know, the difference between sim and an authentic boxing experience. But I think within the company, they need to have that set out. And I would hope they do. We don't know that, though, which is something that I would honestly really love. I wish that would happen more. Maybe they have a business reason for not telling people, but I wish that would happen more, that they would come out and say, hey, this is our legit ideology, yo. Like, this is our identity for the game. Yes, Poe, you're right. This is our identity for the game. We want to be this. And then that is what your community that's what they buy in on. You know what I'm saying? That's what they buy in on. And I'll be honest, that's why I didn't necessarily like the change from Esports Boxing Club to Undisputed. ESBC just had this sense of competition to me, man. Like, whether you thought that it was an online game or an offline game, man, the idea of Esports Boxing Club to me just sold the right identity, man. And I just feel like there was a change up somewhere, you know what I mean? But anyway, transparency has taken a hit. I think a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I think a little bit. And again, y'all tell me, man. I need y'all's input on this, because y'all understand I'll never come and complain without trying to deliver at least my idea behind it. I never want to sound like somebody who's just straight up complaining. And if I have a complaint, I do my best to try to deliver a fix. But you can't even start there, man, if you don't highlight this stuff first. You know what I mean? So we'll start here. This is first, y'all, 253. All right, my man literally just came. And also take note, I have used Canelo for a while, as most of y'all have seen in the latest videos that I've done. I use Canelo. The reason I use Canelo because I feel like he's like the Ryu of this game, man. Like, Ryu is the Street Fighter. I feel like Canelo is that for this game. He feels like the character that the entire game was kind of made around. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got enough tools to deal with pretty much everything else, but he's not necessarily the best character in the game. All right, so that's my reason for using him instead of him, because obviously we know Sugar Ray Robinson is the final boss. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's practically got it all. Mad Muses, hello. Welcome in. It's already 34 of y'all up in here. Good, man. So let's keep this conversation going, right? So this was literally the first exchange. All right. Matter of fact, I'm gonna turn the volume. I don't want y'all to hear that echo or that crazy sound. Sugar the final boss. He is, man. He is. He's like he's got it all, man. He's probably, and I wouldn't say probably, man, he's easily one of the most difficult people to beat in the game, especially if you fight somebody like my man Cass said. If you're fighting someone who understands like boxing well. But here's my point, is that he is far worse when you're able to get away with some of the things that the game will allow you to get away with. That portion is not okay. And those are the things that have to be looked into because they kill the experience overall. Now, you will have elite players who can figure stuff out and then find ways around it. But for the general community, man, and they run into that stuff all the time, it's not going to be fun. And then they're going to walk away. Either that or they will resort to using the very same scumbag tactics, man, in order to just get their fix, to get a win, man. That ain't how it's supposed to work. You know what I'm saying? So I was having fun with Sugar Ray Leonard last night. Yeah, he's another one, man. He's another one that's a really good pick. He's really good. A lot of people are moaning about some characters being overpowered. You should be able to win with anyone, but some of these guys transcend boxing. Robinson should be tough to beat, but at the same time, he shouldn't be able to throw 10 hooks in a row. 100%. 100%. So, and this is how I break them down. All right. I look at what my exchange was, what I got countered with, how it worked. Right. So, what did he do? And I want y'all to notice the common theme. It's going to be hooks, and then it's going to be uppercuts to the body, or another way. Okay. So hook, I got flash there. That's another thing that I want to talk about. Is the consistency of counters. Because counters don't seem to be consistent at all, right? I got a guy walking right at me. That didn't land for whatever reason. Okay. I step jab to the body and nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I got absolutely nothing off of that. Right? My straight right hand landed though, right? My straight right hand landed. It landed. And I ate, and this is on his hook startup. You know what I'm saying? So what is the counter window? Like, what is the counter window for getting like these flash counters? Because I didn't get anything. I didn't get anything for that. But I paid dearly. I paid dearly for that. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't even get my guard up in time. Right? And then I countered with a left to the body. Right? Again, I countered first and I caught him on his startup. You know what I'm saying? I did not get a counter here. So, this is a question mark for me, right? In me figuring out how to really be elite at this game, man, this is a big question mark for me because I have to question the consistency of landing counters, which means I cannot, if the counter window isn't consistent, I can't even time you properly. You know what I'm saying? And it landed flush. By the way, I do love the way that some of these, when everything works, man, I love the way that it looks, man. When he got hit there, the ripples and like all that stuff, crazy. That looked crazy good. You know what I'm saying? That impact effect looks good sometimes, especially when you have the sound and all that other stuff. All looks great. But I ate an uppercut to the body. You know what I'm saying? And then he was able to retreat. Here's something else I know that people have issues with is and he did a step jab, you know, step jab that close. Not saying that he can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he shouldn't be he should be limited to be able to do that. If he's got space to step, then allow him to step and shoot the jab. I don't think there's a problem. But this double back straight that's been a problem for like a while. Yes, yep, the double step back straight. Just looks crazy. Oh, that's not boxing mechanics. And it's something that I think they're going to have an issue with that. You know what I mean? Because right now there's a huge portion of the community don't understand like really good spacing. You know what I'm saying? So in order to get their space, they're using the double back straight in order to basically retreat. You know what I'm saying? It's their way to retreat. But and I hate to say that you have to add stuff in order to get that fix, man. But just imagine if this game had a half step. If half stepping was, do y'all know what half stepping is? Before I get too nerdy, if I get too box nerd, do y'all know what a half step is? Poe, I know you probably know what a half step is. But and I'll see if I can explain it somewhere in here. I'll slide it in, so y'all can see it right here. So for example, if I wanted to half step backwards here, without giving up space, I would plant my lead foot and then just step back. I can also lean. You should watch Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea would half step all the time, man. And then you could counter without having to give up space. A half step would be great, especially for smaller fighters, because then you could continue to apply pressure without having to lose spacing. So anytime somebody is double back straightened, they're going to be moving backwards, and then you basically can take space for free, but you're still able to stay within range and counter. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard to see without having something on screen, but I think if there was a half step in the game, then we could eliminate this double back straight thing. We wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. I don't know a lot of boxing terms. Good. I'm glad you said that. That way, I'm not saying stuff, man, and y'all aren't really kind of like understanding what I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying? A video game mechanic that can be spammed over and over with no consequences. Once I learned how to parry, counter, and catch and shoot, I won 12 straight. And even then, man, because the way that uppercuts are landing right, especially body uppercuts, it's you can still be exploited. And that sucks to say, because that's almost to say that you as a boxer could be like coming in and actually boxing can be punished for doing so. You know what I mean? And if you can't do that, then you're forced to only do what the game is going to let you do. You know what I'm saying? If you want to still like win matches, you know? So, and that's tough, man. So that was exchange one. So here, I'm basically off his line, right? His lead foot, my lead foot are a line. His jab caught me here, literally like on this side of my face, and it turned my head completely. Look at where I'm at, though. I'm completely off of his line. That jab should have missed, and it actually gets worse. You know what I'm saying? He follows up with a power straight right hand that was literally tracking over my shoulder, but still connected, and turned my face completely around. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an issue, man, because that shouldn't have connected. So what is this is a giant question mark for me. You know what I'm saying? Because this is either inconsistency when it comes to the punch tracking, or this tells me that my actual spacing, using footwork and getting off of the line doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it either doesn't matter or it doesn't work well. You know what I'm saying? So and these are things, SCI, please be listening. These are things that I hope can be explained to some intelligent degree so people can understand, like, yeah, man, we know that that punch tracking is an issue. You know what I'm saying? We know that punch tracking is an issue. But still, man, like, this type of stuff hurts the experience when somebody like me, who is a real competitor, goes back and does this and sees things like this. I can't explain that. As a matter of fact, I don't even know how to find out how to get around that right now. So this giant question mark, this is a little bit frustrating. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to skillfully win matches, but I can't do that when stuff like this can get me knocked out. This is the final boss here, who hit me completely off of the line with a punch that really is tracking over my shoulder, with a power straight. You know what I mean? Like, what do I do to combat that? You know what I mean? What do I do to combat that? That is the big issue. Things that should miss hit. Yeah, like this was, dude, I took notes. I had a notepad, like I had a Word document of just notes, man, that I'm kind of like brain dumping to y'all right now. My computer crashed yesterday and I lost all my notes. I had all intentions on using all that stuff today. So hopefully I don't miss none of that stuff I had yesterday. But yeah, like this shouldn't happen, man. I made the right choice. The way I see it, I made the right choice. I jabbed and got off of his line, but I got punished twice. You know what I'm saying? I got punished twice for that. How do we correct this? You know what I'm saying? How do we correct this? I'm gonna look at some. I'm gonna try to stop sometimes. Look at some of y'all stuff, man. I don't want y'all to feel like I'm completely ignoring you. Sorry about the bub leak. Oh nah, it's all good. It's because people was complaining before they knew how to fully play the game, which in turn made SEI cater to them and miss some stuff and mess some stuff up, in my opinion. You know what, man? And that's another good talking point, man, because. And this is something that, dude, every single competitive community will always have the same issue. And it's when you're creating a competitive game, who do the developers cater to when it comes to making adjustments and patches to the game, right? When they're doing these buffs and these nerfs, who do you cater to? Do you cater to the top 1% who have basically broken the game down to a science? Or do you like focus on the 50% who are at mid-level and down, right? Are you focused on a fun experience, or are you focused on an engaging experience, or are you trying to find a way to incorporate both of those things together? You know what I'm saying? You ultimately want a game that's both fun and engaging. A game that's not engaging becomes boring because the fun factor won't last because you don't have anything to learn anymore. You know what I'm saying? That is why when you look at competitive communities, man, the lower bottom, which usually makes up the majority, your what people would consider your casual gamers, they're watching your top 1% to learn how to play the game. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, though, your top 1%, when they step away because the game ain't fun no more, what happens is the general community mimics exactly what it is that they are saying. This is why things like tier lists, why I'm not a big fan of like the mid to bottom half of your community being driven by fighter and character tier lists, man. People don't understand that a tier list, a character and fighter tier list, is usually designed by the 1%. They are made for the 1% of players because they have a way higher understanding of how to get the most usefulness out of each one of those fighters and or characters in the game. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be the same. It's not going to be this, and that's why you could hear somebody at the very bottom look at a very low tier ranked fighter or character and then say, oh man, that character is great. That fighter's really good. Well, what you don't understand is that at a higher level, that fighter don't stand a chance, or the character don't stand a chance. You know what I mean? So, but that's different topic for another day. Could be a sync issue. It could be if I had, you know what I'm saying, like the low connection bars or something like that. If it had been, if I had that on top of the screen, man, I would have said, yeah, I think you're right. You know what I'm saying? This could have been a connection issue. Gotcha. Could this be a delay issue between me and my opponent? You know what I'm saying? Could it be a net coding thing? Maybe. I am not a computer expert for that type of stuff, man. So I am not the one to talk about that. But that is something that the developers have to address. That, look, this is a netcode problem. But then there's a business aspect to all that too. Do they want potential competitors to hear about that type of stuff, or you know what I'm saying? So I get it, man. Like, companies can be purposefully vague, right? And usually there's a reason behind it. But man, yo, what I really love some transparency is some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's the tracking. They changed it, and as you say, it's busted somewhere else, which it can't. It's always the problem, right? It's always a potential problem. Say always is the problem, but it always can be a potential problem. Why does the fighter always come to a base/complete stop? Why can't you punch while moving like Fight Night? So smooth. I will get to that, okay? Because there's something that I'm gonna show y'all in these 3 or 4 clips that blew my mind, yo. Okay. So this in my trying to hone my skills, man, to continue to be at the top level of this game, man. This was a little bit annoying, right? I countered, got recountered. He obviously got hit. I got hit. Trade situation. I'm not necessarily mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Right? And then I'm out. It missed again, dude. Like, what caused this stepping jab to completely whiff, man? Like, look at the alignment, though. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just breaking down this one scene, man, like, look at where my feet are aligned at. They are literally just about completely on his center line. Why would this track off to his left? It doesn't make sense, especially when I go back and I was completely off the line and I got cracked twice. I got duffed twice, and one of them was a heavy punch. This doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this giant question mark. You know what I'm saying? And because you see it twice in an exchange, it's hard for me to not say that there is a consistency issue when it comes to punch tracking. And here's the problem, is that I just let everyone speak purposefully on the last exchange, right? I'm pretty sure somebody just said that they upped the tracking and it jacked up everything. Well, if they up the tracking, somebody explained to me why I can't seem to land this step and jab to the body when I'm positioned properly. You know what I'm saying? That indicates inconsistency in the ability to land shots in the game. That is not okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is, and again, yo, I'm trying to tell y'all, tell me if I'm wrong. If y'all, please do not, just because I'm on screen, please do not feel like you gotta tell me what it is that y'all think I want to hear. I need an unadulterated truth, man, because I see something problematic. And if y'all see an answer to it, then help me out. Help me out. Please, man. Help me out, please. Can you turn the background music down? I can't even hear it. So, for sure. All right, how's that? Okay, good. So again, man, like, this is hard to swallow for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I missed the opportunity to set up my offense literally off of this. All right, literally off of this. The simple punches need to land more. Better things. Okay, good. Have you noticed that some hooks have more range than a jab? I actually have noticed that. I have noticed that there are some that will connect at a higher percent. They connect from farther away. You know what I'm saying? I think it was me and Darkside was having a conversation about backstep hook and how powerful it can be, because it almost seems to track a little bit farther out. And I haven't put this into like deep, like really under a strong microscope yet, man. But it does at like a first glance seem like it tracks farther. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? That can't be a thing. Oh, punches need to be smothered. Though if you are too close to the opponent, that is due to the fact that your boxer may not be able to fully extend his limb to execute the punch properly. Even if he's walking into it though, like I don't see how that doesn't land. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that's cat. You know, but I mean, something to take into consideration. You know what I mean? Like, was this a problem before because they did make an update. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They did make an update to, like, where punches were changing. Like, if you threw a jab up close, it would turn into like a hook or a straight or something like that. And I know they ended up changing that. That was, shoot, I think they did that might have been during beta 2, maybe, if I got that right. But I can't remember if this was an issue prior to that. You know what I mean? So Darth, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I won't completely rule it out. Throwing body uppercuts from that far away is the most dangerous punch in boxing. You miss, you're going to get knocked out. But again, and this is why I, in that video I was talking about risk versus reward, right? Risk versus reward is important. You have to force your player base to understand the concept of risk reward in what it is that you're able to do in the game. If the risk is nowhere close to the amount of reward you're going to get for doing it, then you're just going to do it. You know what I'm saying? If I can land a body uppercut from, you know what I'm saying, from far range instead of up close, and I'm going to reward it every time at a 100% punch accuracy, then, or at least damn near 100%, why wouldn't I do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't I do it? Looks more like a hook than a jab. Till it's extended. It was a jab, right? But here we go again, right? Uppercut, hook. And I want y'all here. So who was it? Smooth? I think it was you that brought it up, okay? This animation right now. All right. The reason he got hit in the stomach, which, mind you, I threw a left hook to the body, landed great. Love the way that it looked, especially with the way that his body is turned right now. The little ripple effect, all that stuff. You see the indentation, all of that, right? You see all of that. What he's about to throw right now is a step back left hook. I need y'all to pay attention to this, okay? Did you catch it? Did you catch it? If you didn't, I'll do it a little bit slower, okay? This is a partially complete animation from a step back left hook. That should drag him, right? Because he steps. When you hold back and you throw the left hook, he steps backwards while shooting the hook. Somehow, okay, he's able to literally frame kill the animation from here to standing straight up to throwing a hook. How? You know what I'm saying? And in the process of that, he ate an uppercut. It landed. His head is turned. It should have went backwards. You know what I'm saying? But his head is turned. And I'm still going to eat a left hand. I don't understand this current trade situation. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and look, if we had, you know what I'm saying? Like if we if we had a situation of where a half step, okay, was a thing, and say I shot and missed, and then he countered me with a lead left hand, I would understand it, okay? But he literally killed half of the step back hook animation to then stand completely straight up into a hook. This doesn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need someone to explain that to me, because when people criticize the game, they say, man, yo, the game just looks a little bit funny, the animations look a little weird, stuff like that. Like, I've heard people say it, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, it looks a little funny. Things like this is why. You understand what I'm saying? And I've never been one to really stick and be like a stickler about the in-game animations. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really worried that the jabs looked a little funny, or the arm got a little crazy looking, or something like that's minor visual clutter to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm wondering about the strategy behind the game, because that is what's going to determine my fun factor. You know what I'm saying? Please me visually later. You know what I'm saying? Because what we see is that even though the game graphically is very, very visually pleasing, a lot of people are not having fun with it right now. You know what I'm saying? I disagree. I think game is great overall for a first boxing game. I just think it still needs major improvements, especially since it's supposed to be authentic to boxing. And everybody don't share the same opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like you, like Raw, you, like a lot of people, are having a ton of fun. They're having a ton of fun with the game. And that's why I can only speak from my own experience. You know what I'm saying? I can only speak from my own experience. But I can't help to kind of talk about it a little bit when you got a guy who hooks and uppercuts, and mind you, this person was 271 and 97. 271 wins and 97 losses. So it ain't like this cat ain't got experience playing the game, but literally resorted to just the body uppercut and the hooks. And here's the other thing to that, is that I know when content creators have come out and said, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, the uppercut to the body is broken, right? The easy follow-up is, oh, well, you just need to get better at the game. You just need to find a way to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's the easy way to shoot back. You know what I'm saying? At Mr. Content Creator. I literally watched a match where Fanatico, who most people believe is like one of the best players in the game right now. He's got some of the most time on it. Literally lost to a guy hitting him with nothing but, he threw one punch the entire fight, yo. One uppercut to the body the entire fight, and ended up knocking him out, even though he was getting his head boxed off for round after round after round after round, yo. That should not happen in any world. You know what I'm saying? In any world, that should not happen. You know what I'm saying? Movesets need to be more detailed and more of them. I agree. Complexity. We need to have a little bit more complexity. Anyone with a working brain can't say there is one great thing about this game's gameplay. I actually think there are a lot of good things about this game's gameplay. Like, there are a lot, you know? And I don't want to get it confused, man, that I'm like this is an indictment on the game. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just there are some things that really need to be cleaned up, man. So when people say, man, I'm walking away from the game right now, that other people understand why they're walking away. You know what I'm saying? And to highlight certain areas that do need to be cleaned up with the game itself. Because ultimately, man, I still want to see this game succeed. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't, I wouldn't even take the time out to even do this. I wouldn't take the time to do it. It wouldn't be worth it. But at the same time, man, like, some of this stuff just ain't okay, man. Like, this is not a mechanic built into the game, yo. To be able to just cancel this to stand straight up to a hook. And I think part of this, the reason that part of this is possible, is that the fact that I believe each animation was recorded literally from the standing position. And that is why I think it was Cash. I think you asked that, why it seems like everyone stands straight up when they punch. I think that's where the animation was actually recorded from. So we've seen the little videos out there, so the pictures of when they was doing motion capture, right? That you see the little markings on the ground, stuff like that. I think it's a situation where they just say, hey, well, you stand here. Hey, shoot me a jab. And then they shoot the jab. And then, okay, we're going to record a hook. And then they stand on the spot, right? And then they do the hook animation. But that means everything starts from the same spot. You know what I'm saying? They start from the exact same spot. You know what I mean? Which means that when you're transitioning between animations, it's always going to go back to center. Which sucks for us who are trying to implement like some real boxing stuff, because that means we're always on the center line. Which means when we trade, right? When we trade, the chances of me getting hit are always going to be really high, because I'm always back to center. And this is why y'all hear me say it every single time, man. Like, not having the ability to punch while leaning, you know what I'm saying, hurts. It hurts. It hurts a lot, man. It really does. Everyone talks about all the cheaters. I've only come across 3 or 4 cheaters, and I'll be with you. I haven't run across a whole lot. I'm with you on that. I've only run across like a couple of them. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen a lot of them. But I think if you're streaming a game 9-10 hours or something like that, then you're probably going to run into it far more than the person who has a full-time job and then, you know what I'm saying, then hops on for 2 or 3 hours a night. You know what I mean? There are only a handful of players who know that uppercuts should be blocked with R2, L1, L2. Uppercut to the body is the worst part of the game, but the last patch seems to be fixed. I haven't seen it yet. They still seem to land at a really high rate. Even when you predict it, they still seem to land pretty high. Too lazy to even figure that one out. And Darth, you might be right. There might be a lot of people who are. You know what I'm saying? Put that hot seat lot on SCI and Undisputed. This is no boxing sim. It's not. And again, I did a video a while back that said, look, I think everybody has to change their perspective on whether they're looking at this game as a sim, you know what I'm saying, or not. Because if you're looking for a sim, you're not necessarily going to get that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to simulate certain things in the game. You know what I mean? I won't be surprised if SCI goes the full Fight Night arcade slightly sim right. Oh man, don't say that, yo. Don't say that. Don't say that. Oh man, don't say that. Undisputed with the 20, yo. Damn, appreciate it, yo. Appreciate that. I've been going for a while, man, but you ain't gotta do me like that, man. You ain't gotta do me like that, right? That type of stuff gets my heart rate up, yo. I still got a legit heart problem. Man, appreciate it, yo. Appreciate that a lot, man. Appreciate that a lot. So, and that makes you predictable. Hold on. Did you have a comment to go with that? That's what Rack said. I wish Ash was more active in Discord. Man, that's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope. I don't think you really ever want to put somebody that high constantly at the hands and the behest of your community. You know what I'm saying? Like, too easy for you to accidentally say something, that you don't want to say. You know what I'm saying? That's how stuff gets dropped that you're supposed to be keep hitting, and you don't. That's a rough one, man. I don't know if you ever want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, bro. Nah, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate y'all, the 43 of y'all that are in here right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, just so y'all know, if y'all didn't know, you literally can cancel backstep lead hook. All right. And this may mess it up for some of the community because it's out here now. If you didn't know already. But because everything that I saw here, I literally went into other matches and did it. Okay. Because I put everything that I see through the test, because I never want to speak on something blindly. All right. So I went into matches online. Sorry to any of y'all who I ran into. You know what I'm saying? But I went into matches online and I literally took fights. 2 straight fights where I applied no defense at all. I just threw uppercuts to the body, step back hook, standing hook. All right. And the first guy quit after the 3rd round, yo. He was so frustrated just with the tactic alone that he just left. He just quit. Y'all saw that if you watched the latest video. The other Canelo who was in the corner, he just quit. He just didn't want to deal with it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Just didn't want to deal with it anymore. Because everything he was doing was not more rewarding than the 2-3 punches that I was doing. You know what I'm saying? That sucks, yo. That sucks. The one guy that I ran into who boxed, you know what I'm saying? He was using Sergio Martinez. And he did everything he could. He was boxing great early on. And mind you, I was not applying any defense. I was literally walking into punches. All right. He ended up I think in the 3rd round, he ended up dropping me. Dude even taunted, yo. He even taunted because he got so wrapped up because I would just walk in and just do the same 3 things that he started to just trade. It changed his mentality completely on the way he wanted to fight, yo. So at any point, I technically could have used that to draw him into fighting that way and then started picking him apart. You know what I'm saying? Applying everything else that I knew. Right? But I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I didn't. I stuck to it. Do you understand that probably by round 6 or 7, he was on his bicycle, yo. He was running from me. He was absolutely running from me. You know why? His stamina was zapped. His stamina was completely just about gone. It got to the point where he could only throw 1 punch and then he would move away. And literally all I did, uppercut to the body, step back, left hook, cancel this into standing left hook. You have no idea how many flash counter shots I got during that match, man. And that again means that if I want to, I'm not saying that that's going to work on everyone. All right. I'm not saying it's going to work on everyone, but I do believe that works on the vast majority, because ultimately in that, even applying that, he still lost. He lost by 1 round on every scorecard. And that's with him being granted a knockdown in like the 2nd or 3rd round. He still lost on every judge's scorecard. And I fought the same way for the entire fight, man. That is not okay, man. That is not okay. I shouldn't be able to get away with that. And I used Canelo. Now, granted, I want to point out, Canelo does have granite chin, so he's able to walk into stuff a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, than your average person. But if I had used Final Boss on that man, I don't think he would have saw the final bell. I don't think it would have worked out well for him, man. I think he would have ended up getting knocked out or quit. But I went through 3 separate fights that way. doing the same thing, and I won every single one of them, man. Like, one quit, one knockout, and then one on the scorecards. So to have run into a guy who was 271 fights, 271 wins, 97 losses. 271 wins, 97 losses, man. Doing that, like, man, yo, it's man. I don't even know what to say about it. Ross says, I advise loose movement to anyone struggling against spammers. Most spammers are too predictable, even body uppercut spammers, especially if you not undisputed ranked. You know what, Raw, man, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't even think the undisputed rank thing even like matters. I don't think it matters a whole lot. I don't think that rank itself like matters a lot. You know what I mean? I think it's nice to have. You know what I'm saying? But I don't necessarily believe that it completely separates your skill level from the rest of the pack, and really because of stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Because of things like this, you can easily decrease that gap with stuff like this. Do you think Fight Night Champion is currently better experienced than Undisputed in its current state? That's tough. Maybe. You'll always get the argument that Fight Night Champion is a complete game versus Undisputed being in early access. You know what I'm saying? So, is that a fair assessment to make? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the question that I would follow up with. And I think that's the thing for most people. You know what I'm saying? Is it a fair assessment to even make that comparison? Probably not. Probably not until this is actually complete. You know what I'm saying? SCI needs at least 2 boxers who game in the studio, not just saying something at a visit. I mean, but they have Fanatical there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I would imagine that Fanatical's input matters. You know what I'm saying? And Fanatical brings a unique perspective to this as a whole. You know what I'm saying? He's a competitive gamer. You know what I'm saying? He fought competitively in Fight Night. You know what I'm saying? So he understands the competitive aspect of gaming. On top of that, you know what I'm saying? He's experienced boxing before. You know what I'm saying? Like in the ring, he's trained and stuff like that. I don't know to what level. You know what I mean? But I would say that he has at least a general understanding of I mean, he does boxing analysis. You know what I'm saying? I would imagine his brain on the concept is pretty good. You know what I mean? So having that there, I thought was really going to be like this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is it. This is what's going to really propel us in the right direction. So I thought him signing on to the team was like a great thing. But I hate to say it, man, but I feel like it has regressed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it has regressed a little bit. Bloody Knuckles are undisputed. Whew, God. I will say probably Bloody Knuckles because of the overall experience, man. Like, obviously Bloody Knuckles does not look as lavish as what we have here, right? It doesn't have this aesthetic. But I think the foundation of the complexity of the game might be higher. We have a lot of things that look really good here. The loose footwork looks really good. The mannerisms that the fighters have, especially in like your marquee fighters, looks good. You know what I'm saying? But then you got to ask, how much of that aesthetic can you actually control? Which, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous about Loma, because I haven't seen anything yet in what we have as far as footwork, and it could all be there. You know what I'm saying? They just could be waiting to implement it, which I'm hoping is the case. But if Loma drops into what we have here, you know what I'm saying, then I think we end up with a situation where Loma kind of looks and feels a lot like some of the other fighters in the game. And I think that would hurt this game a ton, yo. Ton. Because this game has been advertised on this loose footwork system pretty heavily. You know what I'm saying? They had a whole trailer dedicated to it. If you have the epitome of footwork released in the game and we can't mimic to some high degree of what he actually does, it's going to hurt, man. Like, this game is going to catch a lot, yo, from the community creators, yo. Like, it is going to be pure on outrage, you know what I'm saying, torches and pitchforks. You know what I mean? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong, yo. somebody please tell me if I'm wrong, because I feel like that would be a dagger in the heart. It matters towards the level of competition you face on a game-by-game basis. That I agree with. Yes, Raw. I agree with that. I agree with that for sure. I do. Matchmaking-wise, yes. It does, for sure. It's good fighters on this game. Not all are cheesy spammers. No, they're not. And I'm not... trust me. I'm not using this as a blanket to cover everyone. You know what I'm saying? But when there is a plague in the game, or when there is something cancerous in the game, especially to a high degree, it needs to be cut out. You know what I'm saying? And it's really the best way that I can do it. And here's my real problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And I said this in the video, man. If y'all ain't watched it, man, go watch it. When they in the latest patch, okay, when they upped the percentage, and I don't know how much, but when they upped the percentage of flash knockouts, that's cool and all. You get to see a flash knockout more often. But Raw, you seem like a pretty deep competitor. You know what I'm saying? Just based off of your comments. If you went in and get somebody who was just really not good, and because flash knockouts are possible at a higher rate, and you got caught, you know what I'm saying? And you got double hook spammed. You know what I'm saying? Because I refuse to believe that anybody's going to go in a match and they're not going to get caught with a spammed hook at least once. You know what I'm saying? And you got flash knocked out. You were immediately in your head. You're going to be like, what the hell? And the thing is there's no re-ready up button. You know what I'm saying? There's no re-ready up option to where you could be like, nah, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and run that back so I can go ahead and get that get back. You know what I mean? So I can get my get back and show you that was just luck. You know what I'm saying? We can't run no back like that online. You know what I mean? So you gotta eat that. You gotta eat that. You know what I'm saying? And to a real competitor, man, obviously, again, the more luck you have in your system, the greater the more that it decreases the skill gap. You understand what I'm saying? And here's a prime example. It was not the most current WWE game, but the previous one. You have a system that when you get grabbed, you get to choose a button, right? You hit a button, and whether you get two options. You know what? Let's not even use that. Let's take rock, paper, scissors, for example. If rock, paper, scissors was boiled down to literally just rock and paper, you literally have a 50-50 chance of winning or not. Not a whole lot of strategy in between that. And it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? You could lose to a child. And if rock, paper, scissors was literally just rock and paper, you could literally lose to a kid, right? But the complexity changes the minute you put scissors into that concept. You have to think a little bit more, and then there's more strategy that's induced into the game itself. This is why games like chess takes a whole lot more than checkers. You know what I'm saying? The less luck you have in the game, the more strategy that is required. The more strategy that is required, the more you have to take time to hone your ability to be good at the game. You know what I'm saying? The more time you have to be good at the game, man, the more room and the more complexity you have in it, the more room you have to then experiment, man. And that's when it like, do you know how good it is, yo? Like when you're playing like Street Fighter or something like that. And I come from all of that, okay? Street Fighter, King of Fighters, you know what I'm saying? Tekken, all of that stuff. When you're theory crafting new tech, and then you go online and then that mess work, the feeling you get from that, you know what I'm saying? The feeling you get from that, yo, is just, it's different. But if the game ain't complex enough, and here's the issue, if the game ain't complex enough, then people are going to get bored. People are going to get bored quickly, yo. And if it's not complex enough, the viewer experience is also not going to be good. Because they are going to see constantly the same things over and over again. For content creators in here, man, have you over the past month or so, have y'all taken dips in your like overall viewership for Undisputed, or in your comment sections, have you seen where it says, you know what I'm saying, the game is just not like fun to watch, man? I would really like to know. But going all the way backwards got me off on a tangent a little bit. Coach, I think if all the big voice content creators come together and echo what the community wants in the game, we get our point across better. The ones that care about how the game turns out. I mean, I think there's a lot of us, man. I think people are saying it. You know what I mean? I think there are a lot of people that are saying it. And I think they hear it. You know what I mean? I think they hear it. But I do wonder how much they can fix, you know? That's like if they're adding Mike Tyson and he can't pivot or do his signature dip, weave move to get inside and throw hooks and uppercuts like in real life, and how they got him in Fight Night. I'd be upset. A lot of people would, man. You have to be careful about that. Again, content creators need to start a league with like-minded players. Use the platform to showcase how the game should be played. The game is fun when two people are playing right. So here's the thing. I'm glad you said that, actually, because that kind of leads to another part that I had. And I'll explain. So just so y'all know, going back, actual real tactic, it built into the game. You can backstep, lead hook, cut the animation, and then immediately go right into a standing hook. And chances are you're going to catch your opponent sleeping. You know what I'm saying? You're going to catch your opponent sleeping, man, and they're going to get countered. And I think I had one more exchange. I'm not sure how that one to the body hit, but he got it. That one was on me. I stepped. He threw the hook. I remember this was round one. Missed. Short arms. Dazed. Sucks. Oh man. As a chess player, I can confirm. Yeah, man, and that's what you want, man. That's what you want out of competitive gaming, man. You want chess and not checkers. You know, that's what boxing is. That's why. How many times have you heard that? This is chess, man. It's not checkers. You know what I mean? This chess is not checkers. But I'll tell you this: the patches and stuff you make to the game should not exacerbate the concept behind the negative concepts that are going on in the game. Okay, like if spamming is an issue, especially with hooks, then don't buff the hook. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally gave spamming a buff in that case. You know what I'm saying? Like don't buff the hook. You know what I'm saying? Like, that if anybody came out and said I'm kind of questioning what your direction is, then it'd be viable. You know what I'm saying? It would be viable. Because you kind of gave hooks a buff. So why would I not throw my hooks? You know what I'm saying? Are you looking for a fun game, or are you looking for a competitive game? You know, I feel like we're drifting more towards the fun factor than, you know what I'm saying, like having a competitive like experience. And maybe that's a biased thing from me, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay if somebody's like, ah man, you know what I'm saying, like you're being kind of biased because you just want this super difficult competitive game. And I'm not saying that I need the game to be super difficult. I'm not even asking for the game to be easy enough for me to go completely undefeated, because it's not what I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I do need the game to be able to allow me to learn from my mistakes, man. And some of the things that I was looking at right there, getting hit, man, I'm off the line, and then like stuff like that type of stuff has to be fixed, yo. I need to be able to develop real strategy around some of the stuff that's going on. And if it's a broken piece of the game, then I can't do that. You know, the fact is, if Undisputed doesn't do well, it will turn EA off because they are going to use the excuse boxing isn't worth the investment. What do you mean by EA? You mean like as in like, because I know we use it interchangeably. You're talking like Electronic Arts, EA. I don't know, man. If EA is committed to making a boxing game, I think they would continue doing it. Why not if your competitor failed? You know what I'm saying? Have to admit, I like Joe Joyce's movement and jab animation. Their main focus should be adding moveset, fixing meta spam moves, punches, and getting the damn ref in the ring. Yeah, it's kind of, you don't really see the ref. I think they going for a survival horror. we needed damage. My issue is, how did they not buff power straights? That's the most effective punch in boxing, in my opinion. So once they do that and make the center body region absorb more damage, I think the game's 100. So I would disagree that the straight is the most effective punch. Everything is set up off of your jab. If you come, look, I'll tell you this. Poe probably can agree with me. You walk into anybody's gym, and if you hitting people with lead right hands, it's taken as mad disrespect, yo. You know what I'm saying? Don't walk up. Do not walk up in my gym, B, and think you just going to come in here and throw straight right hands because you think that's the most effective punch. You know what I mean? You better set that up behind that one. You better get that. You better get that right hand behind that jab. You know what I'm saying? That's what all games have a problem with. The balance between arcade fun and sim fun. Yes, Smooth. Like, yes. And I really hope, I really hope that they could get it figured out. It's still early. You know what I'm saying? And I know, again, man, I keep having to point this out. For anybody that jumped in late, this is not an indictment on the game. This is not me just, you know what I'm saying? I'm not. Again, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't want to see the game succeed in some way. You know what I mean? And I think it would behoove everybody to point this stuff out. But the only thing that I would ask, man, is that obviously people complain. Just throw out a fix. If you don't completely know what the fix is, do exactly what I'm doing right now. Because some of this stuff, I don't know the answer to it. I know what I would like to see in the game. I would definitely like to be able to lean and punch. You know what I'm saying? Because that adds so much more. Imagine if I could lean and then step forward and shoot my jab. You know what I'm saying? Now I have a like a swivel jab that's been added to the game in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? And that's just off of the one mechanic, but it also gives me more room to play around at mid-range. You know what I'm saying? I can get inside my opponent's head a little bit more off of just that one ad, yo. Off of just that one ad. Oh, facts. Yeah, man. Like, come here throwing no straight rights, yo. Got your mind. That's what I meant as a finisher punch. Yeah, no doubt. Dude, there are some gyms that won't even teach fighters how to throw hooks early on because they're too worried about people getting obsessed with their power, and just the mechanic behind the hook itself can leave you in a very precarious situation, man. And a lot of people don't understand that throwing a hook should not be done willy-nilly. It can get you punished massively. But I did want to, like, I looked at some of y'all's comments, man, and appreciate all of y'all that went there. If you ain't went in there and comment, man, please go on the video. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? Current state of Undisputed. Leave a comment on there for the stuff that we talked about in here, whether good, bad, or indifferent. You know what I mean? The more people talk, the better off it's going to be in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody be worried about upsetting the company. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the game is going to have to defend itself, right? It's going to have to defend itself. We can help it, you know what I'm saying? But technically, to some degree, you can't hurt it a whole lot. They have to solve the problems. You know what I'm saying? They have to make sure that the direction aligns with what their goals are and their intent. And I would love to see a detailed explanation. Give me Ash in one video. Let me interview Ash. You know what I'm saying? And I would love to hear him deep down explain the true intent and the real identity of the game. Nothing that's like purposefully vague, just straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just straight up, yo. Like, I want to make a halfway arcade sim. You know what I'm saying? Like, just say it. You know? Just say it. But Gaming Granny, she was, I don't know if you're still here, but she said something extremely articulate, man. And she was like, I truly hope it is just early access, which I believe as well. I hope so, right along with you. I said, I wholly true, it is early access, and the improvements needed are slowly, however, surely implemented. All right. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with it taking time. I'm cool with that. As long as I know that it's coming for sure. And to some degree, man, just saying, hey, you know, like, we hear you, you know, as you get the sense that they just put a pacifier in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? We hear you. It's like, you know, but I'm cool with taking time. It's just talking about it now, because it does seem like it's in that last patch, man. That one just didn't seem like it was headed in the right direction. So, however, surely implemented, the untrained eye and unskilled will not know or see this. And she's 100% right, yo. 100% right. Because until you slow the game down and you look at it deeper, you're only going to see the issues on the surface. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm about to post a 2-page essay on what needs to be in the game still. Go into Undisputed Socials and tag them to this video and say, Coach is talking about you guys. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they ain't shadow watching right now. You know what I'm saying? I honestly think SCI welcomes all the feedback. They do, and they've said it multiple times over and over again, you know, which is something that you can't say for every company. Like, some companies will get mad at you and they literally ban your channel. But the community can't give the game an identity that has to come from them. 100%, man. I can't say it anymore. Didn't plant decapitate the rail with a left hook. A smooth one at that. A very smooth one. Jealousy gets you nowhere, buddy. Y'all crazy. If you go back and watch the ESBC development videos, the game looks much better than what they have released. I'll take that into consideration, man. I won't even act crazy about that. I'll take it into consideration, dude. I'll look back at it. I know there was one point when they had the March. There was a March trailer. I loved the way the March trailer looked. The graphics, everything, yo, the aesthetic of it looked great. And then it shifted. And then that was when Poe was out there on Twitter making comments about the fighters are covered in oil and they look like action figures and stuff. Yo, Poe. Poe was out of the way. Oh man, I'm getting out of breath, yo. Hold on, yo. Oh man. Yo, Poe was out here wilding out. But he was right. And then they actually they took some of that slickness off of him. Whew, man, hold on, man. I'm getting a little bit lightheaded. My God, I gotta bring it down a little bit. So, and here's what sucks. This is the part that genuinely sucks, man, about this heart issue, dude, is I run out of energy mad quick. So if I seem like I've been talking fast because I've been trying to get through some of this stuff, quick as I can, before I completely, like, run out. And probably after this stream is done, I'm probably going to sleep. I sleep, like, all day. I run out of energy so fast. But I felt like this needed to be talked about, man. This stuff needed to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? I've been gone for a long time, so I feel blessed, man, to have pulled 44 y'all with 34 likes on the video right now and $20. You know what I'm saying? My man dropped $20 on the stream. You know what I mean? So I do feel blessed to have been gone for a month, come back, man, and still almost to some degree feel like I can pick up right where I left off with y'all, man. So I can't say that enough, dude. I literally thought the algorithm was about to abuse me. You know what I mean? YouTube was gonna be like, what? You think you can step away for a month? Get out of here, chump. Start from scratch. You know what I mean? Put me at the beginning of the line. You know what I mean? Say even the UI they showed a while back looked better than it does now. You think? Boxing therapist coach was good, man. Was good. Man, it's good to see some of y'all, man. They ain't been, you know what I'm saying? I ain't seen it in a while. But let me get back to what she's saying. So to the untrained eye and unskilled, they will not know or see this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like SCI should really, really understand that deeply, because the less they tell us, the less people are going to understand. Now, I get it too. It's a double-edged sword, because the more they tell us, the more they're held liable to. All right? But I do believe that to some degree, you know what I'm saying? You should be able to come to your community and say, hey, we're going to do this, and hold me to that. You know what I'm saying? That's accountability, yo. It's accountability. And it never hurts to have somebody else, man, to keep you accountable sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like having a damn workout buddy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? How many women out there go, hey girl, you going to the gym tomorrow? You ain't been in 3 days. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that's really that wrong. You know? But again, gaming is a business, yo. And it may be a business side that I and a lot of other people don't understand. You know? So she said, thank you so much for bringing to light improvements needed to truly make this a great game based on skill, strategy, and a willingness to learn the complexities of what could be a great game. That I can't say better, yo. And I get it. There is going to be portions of the community that don't want to go through all that time of like learning the game. You have a lot of people who are fixed mindset. They just want to hop on and be immediately good. How many times did we see that leading up to it? How many people was in the Discord going, oh, I'm going undefeated. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to box everybody's head off. You know what I mean? And then when they finally get their hand on a beta, it's like, man, I went 19 and 36. Yo, there's a lot to learn. You know what I'm saying? and who to this day is completely undefeated? You'd be a lie if you said you were. Because flash knockouts are a thing. Nobody is walking away undefeated, yo. Impossible. And with that being said, the more you up the ability to flash knock somebody out versus them having to earn it, it's going to happen more often. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen a lot more often. It's one thing for it to be visually pleasing and to make you feel good because you got a knockout. But you got to look at the other side of that sword too. It sucks to be at the top of the game if you're there, and then you get knocked out by somebody in a random match, yo, who clearly either by their record or by their play ain't that good, man. You know what I'm saying? And then before you know it, especially if you're a content creator, you know what I'm saying? You know, what do you? All of a sudden, they out here to start their channel off of you. You know what I'm saying? You end up on the thumbnail. Yeah, I knocked out such and such. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You on a clickbait thumbnail title. I own Coach's Corner. I owned Boxing Fanatico. You know what I'm saying? Completely knocked, you know what I'm saying? Juice out the ring. You know what I mean? Like, and they talking junk. Like, you don't ever want anybody to get something for free up off of you. You know what I mean? Like, you don't ever want that, man. Like, and this is a concept, and this is why it bugs me so much, man, because this is a concept, man, that I teach in the gym. If you did something wrong, you earned it. You understand what I'm saying? You got hit in the face 3 times with a jab, you earned that, B. If you knock him out, you earned that. You know what I'm saying? But usually, you can deduce those issues and you can game plan and strategize around those things, either how to make it happen consistently or to keep it from happening to you again. And I'm not getting that right now. You know what I'm saying? Carlitos, hi. Right back at you. Welcome. Got them burner accounts for sale. Hey, listen, and here's the thing, Smooth, because I understand that concept, even though I have a separate account, I have run into content creators. Shet, what's good, man? I have run into other content creators online on my other account, B, and they don't know they got snuffed by me. I will never do you like that. You know what I'm saying? Ask Shet. When we was playing early on, I literally told everybody what my intentions was from the beginning, and gave people an opportunity. B, I gave people an opportunity to literally be like, nah, man, I don't want my name on that screen, man, getting knocked out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna mess up my viewership numbers like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't about to do that to nobody. You know what I mean? So that's why when y'all be like, yo, who's he playing? I cut that out on purpose. You know what I'm saying? I cut that out on purpose. But when I'm on my official account, or when I'm doing a breakdown on my official account, my name is usually on there. You know what I'm saying? As we as a community, or are we as a community okay with them going back instead of these small updates, really dive in and come back revamped, or would that be another issue? What's the solution? So let me get that straight. Are you asking whether they should take a hiatus and then let out a major update, or should they talk to us more often with small incremental updates? If that's what you're asking, I am okay with both, to be honest, as long as the updates are moving in the right direction. You understand what I'm saying? If the updates are moving in the right direction, and I'll give you an example. Right now, if they dropped an update today that said, we made a tweak to stamina that should help to combat hook spamming, and we reset the hook power back to what it was, how many of y'all would immediately right now leave my stream and immediately log on to see what the experience was like? Even after everything that I've already said, how many of y'all would cut this right now? Sorry, coach, gotta go. I need to see what the hell is going on and log on. You see what I'm saying? Oh man, straight up gone. You know, just about all 40 of y'all would dip. And for those of y'all that have it on PC, would poof, deuces. You know what I'm saying? Out. I need to go check this out because that all sounds good to me. You know what I'm saying? But that's 2 things that we would get out of a plethora of things that we know. It was that Smooth said, log it in now. You know, of the stuff that we talked about, the tracking, right? I didn't even mention that in that small incremental update. You know, the uppercut, you know, like any of that stuff. Those two things you would literally log on and be like, man, I need to see if my experience is better, because ultimately we still want to play the game, man. Nobody here is ready to, I won't say nobody, but the majority of people here are not ready to just cut this game completely. You know what I mean? We just want to see it grow. And once it starts trending in the right direction, then everybody's in, man. Everybody's in, and we all the way up. You know what I mean? What's up, coach? Been sub for a while, but never popped into a stream. Man, I'm glad you can finally make one, man. Glad you can make one. How we doing? All right. You know what I mean? We all right. Maintaining. Do you think Undisputed is a bad game? No, I don't think it's a bad game. I think this has to be separated. It's not a bad game. It's just in a bad place. You know? And I think those two things are different. I stay in the stream with the game open. See, man, that's the right answer. Is there an update? Nah, not that I know of. Unless I missed it during the stream. I know I've had some Twitter notifications, but I haven't checked it yet. But some of the issues are also gameplay based, and how they don't have all mechanics in place to make it the experience we want. That is going to take a revamp. That's going to take months. You're right. It's going to take a lot of time. But if and this is the thing. If I can at least still be able to play the game, enjoy myself, strategize without the internal workings of the game working against me, then I can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? But when the game is literally working against you at times, like when I'm off the line and I got hit in the face and then I have a punch that should have tracked over my shoulder, a power straight from the, you know what I'm saying, the immortal boss himself, then that will hurt your experience, man. Couple that with the ability to be complete, because I could have got completely knocked out with that punch, yo, and that would have actually made it even more like frustrating to you, especially to your average player, yo. But let me finish what she was saying. I'm gonna look at some of y'all's listenings again. Great boxing is not based on luck or cheating. It requires much more. You know what I'm saying? It's not, man. Not. That's why when boxers box, man, and somebody say, man, that was a lucky punch, man, they take it serious. What you mean? What you mean it was lucky? They should put Mike Tyson in Undisputed. I don't think yet. I actually disagree with that, yo. I actually disagree with them putting Mike Tyson in, because you wouldn't be able to really bring out the real strategy of Mike Tyson, you know. And I think it would actually hurt the game right now if they added somebody like Mike. I think Smooth said it earlier. I think it would definitely hurt the game, because yes, being able to see the fighters on screen, that's one thing. That's visually pleasing. But at one point, do you look at it and say, man, I want to be able to fight like this cat too? That's where you really want to be. You know what I'm saying? That's where you want to be. Seeing them have mannerisms when they're standing still and they're making movements and stuff like they do in real life and stuff like that, and you know, that's great too. How much of that do I have control over though? If y'all remember before the betas, man, I kept saying my thought process behind Undisputed is full control. The more control I have over the game, the better the experience is going to deliver. But I wanted that very same thing when it came to career mode as well. The more control I have over my career mode, the better off that I think the deeper the experience is going to be. Yes, all that type of stuff always comes with a learning curve, you know, and everybody don't want to take the time to do that. But that's where your content creators come into play. We gonna figure that stuff out. You know what I'm saying? And for those who don't want to put too much into it, they're gonna come to your channel. They're gonna look for those little nuances and things like that, the things that they need to learn, and then they're gonna hop back on the game and they're gonna put that type of stuff into play. You know what I'm saying? So your content creators help to curve that. You know. To SCI credit, in one of the paragraph in the patch notes, they did say player feedback will be addressed in the next few updates. Let's hold them accountable to that for sure. I'm glad you said that, man. And that's why I was like, look, man, if y'all go to the video, even if you don't hit like, if you don't share it, if you don't, none of that, man, like, put a comment down there for something that you really, really, really want. You know what I'm saying? The more they get all that stuff in one place, because there's a comment in here. I think it's Crypto King. He and listen, I haven't been in the Discord like a whole lot. I've never been real big on like being in the Discord like that. I probably should have. I probably could have grew my channel a little bit faster, yo, if I was in the Discord. There's probably people in the Discord who have no idea who Coach's Corner is. Even though I've been around since the beginning of time, man, with this game. But he said some stuff, man. And I thought was important too. He said a roadmap doesn't have any dates or quarters of release or what order the features will be released. And he's right. So, and again, double-sided to that. If you ever commit something to your community, you have to hold on to it. How many times have you seen communities get upset simply because we said, well, we're going to release on this day, and then we bust the suspense. And then everybody's like, well, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't working on nothing. You know, they're lazy. They're a bunch of bums, you know, like they ain't listening. So it's a double-edged sword. I do like how he said quarters. Now, I think you kind of get around it a little bit by having a quarter blocked off versus a strict date. But again, you never want to come off as you're lying to your community, or you can't be I mean, your word is all you got in this world, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you do want to, when you do commit, you want to make sure it's a hard committal. Like, they should give the option for the right stick to bob, so you can use it with the left stick to bob and move. And if someone wants to use it to punch, let them make that change. Man, I'll be honest with you, Shad. If they gave me the ability to move my feet while I'm moving my upper body, I'd be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm stuck in place. I can't manage my mid-range that well. You know what I'm saying? Not as well, I will say that well, but as well as I would like. You know what I'm saying? I can't manage my mid-range as well as I would like when I'm stuck in the mud. Feet are stuck in the mud. Hardcore sim mode. Casual Tekken mode needed. I think a separation there would be okay. I think, but I think you have to look at the size of your community and what does that do in splitting the community up? What does that do for queue times? You know what I'm saying? Does that affect queue times at all? Because last thing you want is for people. I've heard somebody say that they already take 30 minutes to get a match, and then they get in and they get a disconnect. You know, you split that community any more between the modes, and your queue times might expand as well. I want this game to be great. I'm just really disappointed in what we got. I think a lot of people feel like that. Because, see, man, you ain't a troll like everybody been trying to make you out to be. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And you still ain't weave / duck and punch at the same time either. Yeah. Lucky punches do exist in boxing. I tell you this, man. If you threw it, it was intentional. So, I have a hard time calling it lucky. Gave game a break for a while. Looks like it will be a few months before I try it again. And that seems to be echoed. It seems to be echoed quite a bit, man, through the community. And that sucks, man. That's kind of why I'm sitting in front of y'all right now talking. That kind of sucks to hear. Like, I was gone for a little bit, yo. I was going for a little bit. But to come back and test the temperature of the community like that, man, and then see it the way that it was, man, a part of me felt like, you know, like I walked away, and then it was like, what happened? like what happened? Who is your favorite boxer? Right now, I've been using Canelo a lot. I use Canelo a lot. I started that because somebody said he was bad. A lot of people were saying he was bad. And I started using Canelo just to show people how good he can be if used properly. You know what I'm saying? I see more Canelos online now, man, and I ever did early on. 2024, early 2025, maybe. Still a lot of work that needs to be done. Whew, that's a long time. Story mode has George the Iceman Chambers, face from 100 prison. Season 2, he has face surgery, fights you. In season 3, will take over. See, and you know what? Here's the other thing too, man, is that I've heard people say, give me, with all that's going on, I don't want to play online, so give me career mode instead. How long is career mode going to last, though? You know what I'm saying? And is it going to be a connected career? That's my other question. Is it going to be a connected career, or is it just going to be offline, or is it going to be a combination of both? I think it should be both. I think the epitome of a career mode, though, is if I can fight other people online and literally earn my belts, man, against, like, you know what I'm saying, other people. You know, that's the epitome of that to me. I understand, too, though, that there's an other side of the community that really don't like that competitive online nature, so they would rather play offline. And I think you do have to cater to them in some way as well. And I think that is important. You know, they don't ever want to alienate, you know what I'm saying, part of your community. You know, that's a bad move. You know what I mean? Also, I asked the devs to make the turnbuckle transparent when the boxers get behind them. It blocks our views of the fighters. Yeah, yeah. Imagine playing career mode with this AI. I'll put you like this, Cass, and I don't know if this is your same experience or mine, but with this current AI, I'm undisputed in a couple of days. I'm undisputed champion in multiple weight classes in a couple of days because I will abuse the hell out of this AI, dude. Y'all gonna see me literally with snapshots of my in-game fighters with all the belts, screen split, 3 different weight classes. Easy, dude. I'm a legend in a matter of days. I'll blow it through them dudes. Cause they need to adjust the difficulty level on them joints, man. They need to adjust the difficulty level for sure. But again, if they are making the AI offline experience a casual experience, then I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand it. Yo, coach, good stream. Take it easy. Hey, Smooth, man. Appreciate you coming in here, man. All the comments and inputs, man. Yo, I always appreciate it, man. Glad you came in. This game is also going to have a seasons model, so very interested to see how that will work. And Noodle B, that's a whole, oh my God, that's a whole another potential issue that you could run into, because and let's say hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say that some of the things that we're talking about aren't addressed by that point. I don't necessarily believe that'll be the case. I think we'll see a lot of this stuff get addressed. But let's just hypothetically speaking, there's still some things in there that aren't addressed by the time they get to that point. And then let's say we're in what you would call it season 0. Let's say we go on to season 1, and then there's a price tag on season 1. How many people are going to be willing to pay for that? How many people are going to feel like they're coming to poach your pockets? You know what I mean? Like, that is not going to rub your player base well, yo. Like, that is not going to go over well. Which is why I also I don't believe that that's silly, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't believe that that's silly to do something like that. And we've seen companies do it. I don't believe it. Game over. What's up, man? What's good with you? I haven't lost a round to AI Undisputed. Tell me about it. You know what I mean? Tell me about it, yo. For those of y'all that are out there struggling, you know what I'm saying, with the AI, Look, man, I got some tutorials on there, man. Might help you out a little bit. And you do, man, just look. You don't want to say it out loud. You can direct message me on Twitter, man. We can talk about it. I look, slip you some tips. Oh man. This AI is not just easy, but it's boring. Yeah, it can be. And usually I fight the AI usually on an experimental basis because I'm trying something out. You know what I'm saying? Super Late Coach just wanted to show love. I'm going to watch it back later. Just need to say they have to fix the lead body uppercut and step back straight cheese and then add vulnerability. Hey, man, that's what we've been here talking about. Game will be 100% better when they do. Yeah, man. I think that's just honestly, that's a small part of it. You know, I highlighted that because I wanted to show that complexity is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? A game being easy and does not always mean that a game is fun. Sometimes stroking somebody's brain a little bit, you know what I mean? Pause. and having them, forcing them to think and forcing them to want to learn, like that can bring out fun, but it can also increase, it can boost the longevity of your game, yo. You know what I'm saying? When is Undisputed going to be on Xbox? I wish we knew. We have no idea as far as console release dates, stuff like that. And I think that's something where the console community is pretty aggravated. We who were waiting for early access to come out on PC, because we already had PCs or people who were going to purchase one in advance, it doesn't bother us anymore. We waited, you know what I'm saying? But now there's a console community out there that would love to play this game, but don't have their hands on it right now, and they're stuck listening to stuff like this, you know. But man, Crypto King said it. The Discord is terrible. The question section used to have a bunch of people asking good questions. Once the devs ignored the majority of the community, it died off. Now that kind of sucks, and that sucks. If there's a whole section that's kind of being like not looked into, maybe it's a situation where there's more stuff coming in there than they have bodies to go in there and to address it, because they got all this other stuff, man, that maybe they got all hands on deck, you know. But that's something that these are things where, you know, all the stuff we've been talking about, the questions, the stuff that Game and Granny Man was saying, like, I would love to hear them address this on a round table, man, you know. Get me on a round table. I get on a round table with them, man. Be a community representative. Round table. The suggestion section has no reply from anybody. Damn. Roundtable telecast has no preset date or time. It would be nice to have scheduled for once a month. Here's something I have a question, and I don't know if my man is in here, but For Honor used to have these, like, what was it called? The Lion's Den or something like that. I wonder if those were ever on like a schedule. Like if you ever knew, like you always knew what day of the month that they would happen, or if that was just something that they announced. But yeah, you're right. It's just like when you started streaming. You know what I'm saying? They tell you one of the best things you could do is come up with a strict schedule so that people know when and where to find you. You know? So, and yeah, that sounds really simple. He said, normally I wouldn't complain on this kind of stuff, but since we all pay for the game and support the company, we have the right to voice our options, which is true. And that's really good or bad. Man, really good or bad. All strikes have the same range. Some strikes should take more damage, which would give you a chess move if they do. I meant also more stamina usage on so many strikes. Yeah, they definitely need to tweak the stamina. For sure, they need to tweak the stamina. That's also interesting to think about. If they decide to add crossplay into the mix, it's going to get very interesting. Yeah, it is. yeah, I would. They should adapt the select tactics feature of K1 games. Round intervals. Sorry. I have to look into that. Furious Black Man, W Street. Yo, appreciate it. Yeah, your name made me laugh. Sorry. Yeah, appreciate that, man. Welcome in, yo. I know we got some lurkers. You know what I'm saying? Hey, again, man, don't feel free to comment, yo. A schedule just gives people something to look forward to. It does. You know what I'm saying? It really does. Which is really all anybody is asking for. Well, we're asking for a lot more, but I mean that helps. You know, I won't lie, like that helps because we definitely asking for a whole lot more. Like my man Woke said, to your point about complexity, this is why we need pivots, parries, catches, moving while weaving. Y'all know how I feel about that. Slip steps, punching while slipping, etc. Because who knows what we do to stop these spammers. And it literally could not be the weight be on balancing. It could just be what it is that we're limited as far as like in-game mechanics. But with all the balancing issues plus spammers, it's clear this game is bare bones defensively. I wouldn't call it bare bones. It's got some stuff. It's just how well it can be implemented. The foundation of it is very lacking to even offer solutions to combat various metas, which also takes away from the overall fun, man. And it's, again, like I've been saying, like, if it's not complex enough, it'll get boring fast, you know? And that's something I've been hearing echoed a lot, is that a lot of people are just saying that they're bored of the game now, you know? And an animation change isn't necessarily going to do that. Not going to change the, like, I would love to hear from somebody who hasn't played the game and just watches gameplay online. Is it still pleasing to watch, or has it gotten boring to watch as a spectator? Because if that's the case, that hurts, man. Like, that hurts like a lot, yo. Appreciate you coming out of the cave, brother. Good stream. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to cut this joint short soon, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I am getting tired. Sitting on these hot lights. And I think I've gotten point across for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And through some of these comments, man, I'm glad a lot of y'all went in here, had stuff to say. You know what I'm saying? Offered good feedback, you know? Because I'm not the type of person, yo, to just complain. Not without some form of, like, fix, you know? But when it gets to a point where you're not sure what the fix is, it's tough, yo. Like, it's tough. You're in a tough spot. I think we definitely need to revert that hook damage back. Unless they have a direction that they're headed in, and that's a part of that. But I would definitely like to know, like, how that plays into the overall big picture puzzle of things. You know what I'm saying? And if that fits, man, then okay. You know what I'm saying? We're good. But when changes happen and you're kind of left in the dark about kind of the concept behind it, whew. Man. Unless they just want to hear the community get like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's some Sun Tzu strategy behind all of this here, you know what I'm saying? That we ain't privy to. Oh man said boring coming from a console player. I played it and it's boring to watch. I just fall asleep watching it. Yikes. I used to get hit on 50% rate, but now I'm sitting more in the pocket and I get hit about 42%, and even had fights in the 30s. And honestly, man, I'll be honest with you that if we're mimicking the sport, roughly around 35%, man, that 35 and upwards range, dude, you're a high percentage puncher. You know what I'm saying? Hell, they tell you 50%, you're landing 50% of your, especially when it comes to power punches. A very good chance you won a fight already. You know what I mean? But when you landing at 35% and up, you're considered an accurate puncher. So if you have games that are consistently, you're either getting hit or you're hitting someone at like 50 or higher, something's up. It has gotten boring to me as a spectator after 1 week. Whew, defense is solid. It takes time to learn. And you know what, Undisputed? I have been searching for some like slip god that's out there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I can't find one. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't find one. I've seen like if y'all can link me like a slip montage on Twitter where somebody with an entire batch, yo, just swimming without getting wet. You know what I mean? Like my man Coach Nassim was Richards would say, if you were just slipping and you just are unhittable, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. That would be, oh man, that would be inspiring, dude. It would be. There should be a manager option where you can block 2 or 3 boxes from your search to stock all these OP boxes in matchups. Maybe you earn less XP points for wins and no points for a loss. I don't know. Because then you almost would get penalized for utilizing your favorite fighter. You know what I'm saying? That would... Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Mirror matchups are pretty heavy. I can only imagine what people who use a Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson, Roy Jones, you know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, Ali. I could imagine, yo, how much you're constantly fighting yourself. I think once they get a lot of the offline mechanics online, it'll make it more watchable and playable. I mean, yeah, I think so. It's gotten boring because all the fights are 12 rounds. Yeah, which is and Shad, I'll be honest, I knew that from the beginning. This is why I don't post full 12 round fights. You won't find a single one on my channel. You won't find a single one on my channel. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, I'm not an entertainer, man. Like, I'm not. That's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, not an entertainer. I'm the type of person that you come to the Coach's Corner, man. You come to learn something. You know what I'm saying? You come to walk away with some shit. I need to go try that online. I just went and watched Coach, yo. About to crack somebody's skull out here. You know what I'm saying? Or stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? When things need to be addressed, man. The community needs to speak. I wish it was 130 of y'all up in this joint right now. I mean, 6-axis blocking, clinching, pushing, all that. I clinch system. That would be a nice ad right now. Like a really good clinch system. That would be a nice ad. Because I wonder how much that would, again, that builds onto that overall complexity of the game. Clinch system would get people back in. For how long, I don't know. Depends on how much you can do with it, but would love to see that added to the game right now. Last time I checked, 900 players online. Oh, man. It's early access. No console. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make like I would definitely like more than 900 from world. Was that a worldwide number? Man. Don't ban fighters, just balance them. Yeah. Have you watched any of the leagues? Some of them are running on Parsec to get away from desync and lag, and you get to use all the offline features. Really? I haven't watched any of the leagues yet. You know why? Game, I haven't watched any? Because, and here, so for everybody that's watching, a couple of things. I did want to talk to y'all about kind of like the direction of the channel. I'm not going anywhere as far as like the Coach's Corner. This channel is always going to be here. But that last video I did, I wanted feedback on not only the state of the game, but on
y'all's enjoyment of watching the video itself. Because I think I'm gonna start another channel, man. Once I finally get through these heart issues, man, and I figure out how all of this stuff is gonna affect like my overall like military career and stuff. You said I only hear you on the left side. I think my what's name is in stereo instead of being in mono. I think that's why. Especially if you have headphones on, that might be the other thing. But I had to redo a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of computer upgrades, and if y'all didn't know, I have a RTX 4080 in here now, with a i9 1300K, yo. So I'm rocking some power right now. But getting back to it, man. I was gonna start another channel, but I like the concept of reviewing video games, man. I really do, and just talking about video games, dude. Like that concept of breaking down a game and then dropping an analysis on the game itself, man. And then that editing process, I actually find that really like fun, yo. Like something about it that I enjoy, and I'm a big fan of doing like shit that I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So depending on how everything turns out with my mill career and stuff like that, if I got especially more time to dedicate to it, and that's what I'm gonna do, man. So I'm heads up, I may be starting another channel, man, reviewing video games and stuff like that. Would love y'all's feedback, obviously. And if I do start one, man, I'll let all of y'all know. And if there's games that you end up wanting reviewed, man, let me know. I gladly break them down. Gladly break them down. But I'm also a part of Quality Games. I'm a part of their like content creator crew. And I would definitely like to start working a little bit more with their stuff as well. That way I could branch out a little bit more and coach just start taking over. You know what I mean? Like expansion is always it's a good thing. But that's one. Part two is that I got some work being done in the background. Okay. And what I would like to start doing is like some community fight nights, yo. So I have a whole new setup that's cooking right now, to make for a really aesthetically pleasing like display when people tune in, so it looks really like professional as you're watching the tournament and stuff like that. Obviously, I need the game to get some of this stuff fixed, man, because ain't nobody gonna want to sit in there and watch. You know what I'm saying? But I thought of starting out with like a content creator attorney, potentially. You know what I'm saying? This is just me brainstorming. Like a Coach's Corner Invitational. You know what I mean? That way people know where the tournaments is happening at. Start getting into like some Friday night, like fight night type stuff. Start getting into the community. You know what I'm saying? Get some of y'all up in there. And if we can get that big enough, man, yo, it would be dope to have like cash prizes and stuff like that on the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm very familiar with if y'all have ever heard, it's called Matcherino. I'm familiar with Matcherino and setting that up, man, and how you could get the stretch goals set up, man, and how, you know what I'm saying, the money goes to the winner and stuff like that. Yeah, I would love to kind of like build in that direction. You know what I'm saying? So dude, like y'all stay, you know what I'm saying? Keep watching, yo, because like I said, I'm still working, man. I've been out for a little bit, but I ain't been turned off completely. You know what I mean? I still got stuff going on, man, that I'm trying to get some content for y'all, man. Some stuff that's nice, man. Put on some things. Get the community involved again. You know? Get some life back into everybody. Sucks seeing everybody so upset down, yo. Yeah, bro, it's nice. I fought a guy who was using Bud, and he was doing a good job switching stances, and it made a fun fight. I think Parsec is the move right now for a comp play. Okay. Blessings, bro. I hope everything is all right with your health, man. He said we working on it, man, day by day. For those of y'all that don't follow like mine, Twitter and stuff, man, I put updates up there from time to time, man, health wise. I know there's people who are interested. A lot of y'all interested. I do appreciate. I should have said this earlier, man, but I appreciate all the well wishes and stuff, man. That y'all had dropped on the community post a couple weeks back. Even now, you know what I'm saying. I'm working through it, man. I'm working through it. Hey, coach, good to hear from you. Hope all is well. Oh yeah, I think I just no, I didn't. Best with your health. Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all, yo. But for now, man, I think that's it, man. Wrapping everything up. Like, there was some stuff. I had the extra clips. I didn't want to put those all in the video, but on the extra clips, man, there was a couple of things I wanted to point out, man. I would hope that SCI would kind of like answer to it, like the punch tracking. What's the issue with the punch tracking? Is it still a problem? Buffs and nerfs to that type of stuff. Is some of that stuff still in the pipeline? Because I was definitely way off the line and still got cracked. So, also the uppercuts, man. Like, where are we at with the uppercuts? What's the thought process behind the previous patch notes? Like, what's the thought process behind the buff to the hook, man, in a heavy like hook spam meta right now? Because to the most of us, man, I don't think that really makes a whole lot of sense. So if they can make it make sense to us, yo, everybody moves on from it, and you know what I'm saying. But the more understanding we have, the better everybody can kind of, you know, we could digest it. You know what I mean? I didn't think flash knockouts actually needed to be like increased. I didn't really see a need for it. I'm not even sure if anybody was asking for that. It kind of came out of nowhere, but y'all let me know, man. Like, I don't know. And if there are more mechanics to be added. Yes, Shad. Yes. If there are more mechanics to be added. Y'all also, I want to know whether it was me just being kind of away for a little bit, or whether y'all saw this too. Question for y'all. Did they update the speed of the punches? I'm not going to lie, man. The speed of the punches felt a little bit faster. It could have been ring rust for me, but punch speed felt quicker, especially with Canelo. Punch speed felt fast for some reason. And if that's the case, then I'll save that for a later date. But if they did, I feel like it caused another issue in itself. But I'll reserve judgment on that one. But it did feel like it felt fast, man. The power straight animation. I feel like the power straight animation was updated as well. It seemed like it looked, at least with I was doing it with Sergio Martinez. I actually really liked the way that his power straight right hand looked. Yes, Canelo's speed got a buff. Okay, makes sense. I said that straight animation looks to be a little bit tweaked. Really love the arenas. Oh my god, the arenas look great. Love the way the arenas look. The arenas look crazy good, especially that outside arena. Yeah, that outside arena looks dumb good to me. And then the fact that they actually added a little bit of entourage as they're walking to the ring. Would definitely love to see like the real trainers. You know what I'm saying? Like if Canelo walks out, would love for him to have his actual trainer with him as they walk through. I feel like those guys aren't really scanned in yet. Man, the lighting on the outside arena fight. Yes, man. Yes. Oh my God. I was do that. When I seen it, I was blown away, man. I said, wow, yeah, these guys they know how to make things look aesthetically pleasing, yo. That's not a problem. You know, it's not a problem at all. Just got to get that gameplay worked out, man. But drop a comment, man, in the comment section of either this video. Obviously, I'm gonna leave it up. The previous video that I did, man. Like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I said, help me get back into the good graces of the YouTube algorithm, man. Make sure they don't start me back from scratch. My energy is kicking back up a little bit. You know what I mean? I do ask that y'all like work with me. But I have good days and I have bad days, and unfortunately I have a lot more bad days than I have good days, man. And that won't work until the doctors get down to, you know, what the actual issue is, man. But what I know, y'all will know. If you don't follow me on Twitter, man, go follow me on Twitter. I put my Twitter handle in the description box of pretty much every video that I do. So y'all give me a follow, man, if y'all want to keep up to date with stuff, man. Plus, I go over there. Y'all ever want to talk some boxing, man? I'm always there, especially on fight night. So come over, man. Let me test y'all's knowledge a little bit. See what y'all know about this sport, because at the end of the day, ultimately what I want to do is make this gaming community smarter on the sport that I like am in love with, man. Like, boxing is my thing, yo. And the more people who understand it on a similar level that I understand it, just makes for great conversation. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, ain't none of this for y'all, man. It's all for me, man, so I can have better conversation with people. No, man, straight up, yo. Appreciate y'all for coming, man. Love all of y'all. $20, 46 likes, man. I think there was close to 50 of y'all in here at one point. So appreciate the warm reception back, yo. Thank y'all. All right, get this out. Go tag the devs, man, and tell them we've been conversating about them today. We got about 2.5 hours of content that they can kind of like scroll through. So I will catch y'all on the next one, man. I'll keep y'all updated too, man. Hit me up on that Twitter, yo. I think I'm almost at 600 like followers over there. Going to get some traction. Love y'all, man. Appreciate it, yo. Appreciate y'all for coming out. Deuces.